Sri Ramayana Stories Sundarakanda Hanuman searching Sita in Lanka. Anjaneya, on his journey to find Sri Rama's missing wife Sita, comes to know from Sampati that Sita has been taken to the Lanka island by the demon king Ravana. To meet her in person in the Lanka, he travels 100 yojanas on the ocean and reaches Lanka Island's Trikuta Hills in the evening time. He waits on the hills, watching the Lanka kingdom that is built on top of the hills until it turns dark outside, as nighttime is more appropriate to search her secretly. The Lanka city, which is glowing like gold, was built by the great architect Vishwakarma on the request of King Kubera. The mighty Ravana, with his habit of grabbing valuable things from others, occupied this kingdom after defeating his cousin Kubera in the battle. The beautiful city, built with a great architecture, has different types of buildings, skyscrapers, gardens, and fountains in it. Heavily armed soldiers are guarding in all the directions. Wizards are walking on the streets with small sticks, chanting mantras to prevent any outside black magic. Anjaneya, who is watching all this, realizes that it is not easy for any outsider to go inside crossing that much tight security. Even though he is strong enough to face the security guards, he decides against doing that, thinking a clever spy should act wisely according to the situations and should always focus on the given task first. After thinking for a while, he decides to go inside in the size of a small cat so that no one sees him in the dark. At the same time, in the sky, moon is shining with full light as if he is helping indirectly to Hanuman, who is working for a good cause. As he is about to enter inside through the south side arch, thinking no one is watching him, he is stopped by a commanding voice, the protector of the Lanka city, Goddess Lanka, who is watching all his activities from the beginning. Recognizing him as an outsider, she questions him who is he and why has he come to that place. She further orders him to disclose all the details about his visit before she kills. Upon hearing this, instead of giving his details, he inquires her with a sarcastic voice, "Who are you, and why are you threatening me with your ugly face?" Angered by his reply, the woman with a loud voice, "Poor Vanara, I am Lanka. I am appointed by the king Ravana to protect this kingdom. No one is allowed to enter inside without my permission. Prepare yourself to die in my hands today." Even after hearing this, without showing any fear, he requests her that he has come from the forests to see the beautiful Lanka kingdom as he has never seen any cities in the past. He further adds that he will leave that place soon after seeing. But the adamant Lanka, without accepting his request, hits hardly on his back with her hand. With this sudden act, he feels pain but able to stand firmly. Knowing that she is not going to listen with words, he immediately hits her stomach using his left hand. The moment he hits, she falls on the land with pain. He feels pity to see her in such a state. After recovering from the pain, she starts to speak, "O mighty Vanara warrior, please forgive me. Now I know who you are. I was told by Lord Brahma, one day I will be defeated by a Vanara, and from that day onwards, there won't be any protection for this Lanka kingdom." Today his words become true. The downfall has started for this kingdom and its people. Now I am requesting you to go inside and complete your work. After saying this, she disappears from that place. Now confident Anjaneya, instead of taking the main entrance, jumps from the fort wall, keeping his left leg first on the land. He knows that one should always use the back door and start with left leg whenever entering his enemy's house, as it leads to the enemy's downfall. In his search inside the Lanka city, he is not able to find Sita anywhere, even after searching all the houses of people, houses of King Ravana's brothers Vibhishana and Kumbhakarna, and house of Ravana's son Indrajit. Upon continuing his search, he lands inside Pushpaka Vimana post midnight. Pushpaka Vimana is an airbus which can fly any distances in the sky. It is huge in size and has many spacious rooms in it. The speciality of the Pushpaka Vimana is it always keeps one vacant seat to accommodate additional persons. Initially, it was built by the great architect Vishwakarma on the request of Lord Brahma. Later, Lord Brahma gave this one to the King Kubera, pleased by his penance. Knowing its features, King Ravana grabbed this from King Kubera after defeating him in the battle. Inside Pushpaka Vimana, he reaches Ravana's palace, where a fully drunk Ravana is sleeping with his multiple wives on the bed. His wives are looking beautiful. Few came on their own by liking Ravana, and few others were brought by Ravana with force. On the bed, Ravana is looking like a huge elephant, making sounds with his breathing. Anjaneya observes the scars of Airavata trunks, Vajrayudha, and Lord Vishnu's chakra on the Ravana's body. He realizes Ravana has fought with those people in the past. At the same time, he notices a beautiful woman in the same palace sleeping on a nearby bed. She looks respectable and different when compared to all other drunken women he has seen so far. She is glowing with her charm and qualities. With a sudden excitement, he jumps here and there like a monkey, thinking he has seen Sri Rama's wife Sita. But within seconds, he realizes that she is not Sita, thinking Sita is separated from her husband and she will not look relaxed in such a state. Moreover, as a virtuous wife, she always thinks of her husband Sri Rama only and never accepts any luxuries from the king Ravana or any other outsiders. With little disappointment, he continues his search in other rooms of the Pushpaka Vimana, but he is not able to find Sita anywhere. He self evaluates his search to know whether he has done any mistakes in the search by seeing sleeping women. But he convinces himself that he has not done anything wrong because one who is searching for a woman should search her among the group of women. As time progresses, he starts to worry as he is not able to complete his king Sugriva's order even after searching every inch of the Lanka kingdom. He worries that what should I tell Prince Angada, Jambavanta, and other Vanara soldiers who are waiting for my arrival at the seashore? They will commit suicide if I go with empty hands. If Sri Rama comes to know this, he will end his life as he cannot bear Sita's loss. By seeing this, his brothers Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna will also end their lives. Knowing this, King Sugriva will also end his life, thinking he has failed to fulfill his promise with Sri Rama. Soon after this, people from Ayodhya and Kishkinda kingdoms end their lives, thinking they cannot live without their beloved kings. So, I should not be the reason for all these deaths. Instead of returning without information, I am going to end my life by practicing starvation or by jumping into fire. After thinking like this for a while, he decides not to end his life as it is a sin and there is a chance for everyone to see good things at some point of time if they stay alive. After convincing himself, he decided to spend the rest of his life in the Lanka so that people from Ayodhya and Kishkinda stay alive, thinking he would return at some point with Sita's information. At the same time, while looking at his surroundings, he sees a huge garden with buildings, Ashokavana, at a distance from the Ravana's palace. It is a surprise to him because until that time he is thinking he has covered every inch of the Lanka city. Desperate to succeed in this attempt, he decides to worship gods before entering into the place and starts his prayers with God Sun, God Vayu, Lord Rudra, Lord Brahma, and Ashwini gods. He further prays Sri Rama and his brother Lakshmana, Sita, Lord Indra, God Vayu, God Yama, God Moon, and Marudganas. Soon after his prayers, he reaches Ashokavana at early morning time, which is a Brahma Muhurta. There he watches surroundings which are looking pleasant with trees, birds, flowers, lawns, and waterfalls sitting on top of a tree. In his observation, he notices a woman at a distance sitting under a tree and surrounded with demon women. The woman seems to be weak, depressed, wearing old clothes, and not wearing all her ornaments. Few of her jewelry is hanging on the tree branches. Even in such state, she is still glowing with her penance and charm. He is able to match her jewelry and sari cloth with the jewelry and sari cloth which he has seen in Kishkinda. Also, her appearance is matching with his imagination about Sri Rama's wife Sita. With all this analysis, he strongly believes that she is none other than Sita and he has seen Sita in the Lanka kingdom.